Hi everybody, how you doing? This is Allan from Vancouver, Canada, and I'm here with a new friend of mine. This is Alecia Stringer, who is all the way out in Texas, I believe, correct?
Yes, in Mount Pleasant, Texas.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. And the reason why I'm bringing her up to you today, folks, is because she is another great example of an individual out there who, in my opinion, is somebody who's worth following. She is the kind of individual who obviously has had her own challenges, who's had her own setbacks, yet despite it all, has chosen to keep moving forward and keep finding new ways to succeed in areas of internet marketing that, in some ways, a lot of people get held back on. And I want to bring her out for you today just so you can get to know her. You can find out what she's all about. And if you're in that position that you need mentorship, that you need coaching, that you need a good individual who's actually going to care about you and point you in the right direction, in my opinion, Alecia is probably one of those ladies who you would definitely want to get in touch with. So we're going to share her story with you today. And Alecia, before we do, I want to take a minute to thank you because you could be working on your business or doing anything else, but you're choosing to spend some time with us today here. So I want to thank you for investing yourself with us.
Thank you, Alan. Yes, time is very important that you need to make sure you're qualifying the people that you are talking to so that you can build a rapport and continue your business on the top level.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So before we get into all the business talk, I'm sure that there's a lot of people out there that just want to get to know you a little bit, kind of like a friend.
Right.
So if you could, would you take us back to the time before you got involved in internet marketing? About just a little bit on what was going on in your life at that time and what made you choose to get involved in this particular industry?
I think when I started to get involved, I wasn't really sure it was internet marketing. I think a lot of people going, I'm going to generate income online, not really realizing that this is a business that you have to start, thinking, oh, I can just go find a job and get some income, that you are starting your business and you have never had a, business that you want to build enough income that you want to generate. So it's a brand new start that you're really not sure of what you're embarking in. It's that's the challenge, to understand to people that this is not just, I'm going to get a little bit from eBay. This is building your own business.
Yeah, yeah, really true.
And so it took me a while to figure that out. Yeah.
Gotcha. So what was happening in your life at that time that just made you decide, of all the choices that you had, that you chose to lean towards internet marketing?
I was with my daughter. She was about 6 months old, and I wanted to stay home with her. There really wasn't an option for me to take her to a daycare or, do stuff, take her anywhere where I can go and get a job. There was a way where I could have gone to a school and taught, but there really wasn't any openings, and I just really wanted to focus on, just having piano students come to me and stay focused at home. So that was the time I was sat down and focused myself that I'm going to figure this out online on how to generate income online and while I'm taking care of her. So that was a time in my life, and there's a lot of stay-at-home moms that would love to stay at home with their kids and figure out a way to generate enough income to support the things that they need.
Yeah, so true. It probably is really tough to be a mom and try to go out into the regular workforce and make money, knowing that the decision to leave your kid is just it's so challenging. If you leave your kid, and it's either with family or you have to go hire a babysitter. And for a lot of families out there, it's probably not even feasible to have to go and hire somebody else to take care of your baby while you're going out to make money, because it's almost like making money just for the babysitter, I'm assuming. Right?
Yes. Yeah, that's the problem with the economy right now. There's enough, you're making enough just to barely to afford to put your kids in some place, but yet you're losing that time with them, that special time that you can be teaching them just as well.
Yeah, so true. So you decided to take part in the internet marketing industry simply because it gave you some options to be able to smarter than me, brighter than me. She's probably had some sort of advantage that I didn't have. Just to bring a little more realism to the table so people understand what you had to go through. Can you tell us about some of the challenges that you first experienced that helped, that you had to overcome, that helped you grow into becoming the kind of marketer that you are today?
Some of the challenges, I think on the blog is just showing who you are. You see all these products and stuff that you want to promote, but you have to show who you are, and that that comes part of the trust. How do people trust that this is going to work? You get it out there, and the traffic, how to get enough people to see it, to say yes or no. What are you telling me? That's a big part of it. And I think most of the people understanding just do different marketing techniques to show who they are. They do maybe a whole bunch of articles, and they write, and they show who they are through their writing. Or they do a lot of videos, and they show who they are with their face, on how they present themselves, how they talk. And you can get to know someone personally through their videos. And there's so many different ways you can connect with people on Facebook, through their messages, through their chats, and get to know a person who they are that way as well. So the social medias really came to life on connecting with who a person is in their business, how they present themselves, how their blog is presented professionally, or what they have to offer through their unique business.
Yeah, that's so true. And you touched a little bit on social media. Obviously, you've got a social media presence because that's originally how you and I got in touch, as I happened to find you through Facebook. And you obviously know how to put together your Facebook and present it in a way, or your social media in a way that's attractive, that makes people want to look at you and think, well, here's a lady who looks like she knows where she's going in her life, that she has a direction in her career. If someone's going to follow you, if you have some tips to share with somebody, what are some guidelines or some pointers that you could share with people to help them understand, well, if you want to make your social media presence attractive, you might want to consider some of these options. What are some of those techniques or guidelines that you follow that you can share with people?
Sure, those are just some of the basic things you need to attract people to who you are. First of all, people don't even put some of their information of, their little story about them. So just kind of showing people just, hi, my name is Alecia. I'm an owner maybe of a website or something, and showing a little story about their background, their life, and just telling just a little story about them. People don't tell stories nowadays. They just say, yep, I'm a mom of a 4-year-old and love life. Oh, so? You have to tell a little story about, what happened that's so exciting to you in your life. What is your passion? And a lot of people don't understand how to get that across. And just saying, it doesn't have to be much. I don't think it has to be like a short, maybe less than 200 words, which is hard to get through if you're going to tell a little story. Some people like to go off. But just a little bit about you, and I should put more of my interest. I love all kinds of music, so I have a hard time writing down certain artists or something that I go through. But just maybe certain books and stuff, like, oh yeah, I'm connected, I've read that book as well. People just something that people can connect to, seeing a little bit of pictures, and some people just totally block everything off and have a hard time knowing where people are and how to connect with people, to take them to the next step into your business as well. Go, oh, you might like this, so come check out this fan page or something. You've got to connect somehow.
Yeah, it's so funny that you bring that up, because I think on yours, one of the things that really attracted me to your profile and your personal site was the fact that you were into music and that you're willing to share that. And folks, just so you know, that's actually one of the main key points that made me want to reach out to Alecia, is the fact that she mentioned that she was into singing and she was into playing the piano. And when I was growing up, I did kindergarten through grade 3 in piano, and I left it. I was just telling Alecia that I left it, but I never lost the love for it. And that was one of the big
A little bit. It brings something about the person on how they have contacted me out about them so I can dig deeper on who they are and what attracted them to me. That's kind of where you start a conversation, some commonality, interest in each other. Well, I know you have some internet presence on there. I love your page on what you have to offer, and you can expand on that and dig deeper into that story. You always dig deeper onto who that person is so that you can find out what they have to offer and, go farther into their business funnel of what they are doing. That's so awesome because you're like, so that's that curiosity spark, keep people curious on who you are. They're going to come back and see more of who you are. That's the hard thing to get across, and it's so hard to describe to people that what else do they have, to find that curiosity strike in people. That's why, some of the big stars are so big because they're so different. Lady Gaga's got so different from all the others, and how their pages have grown. You can see how they have that unique curiosity.
Yeah, it's so true. Yeah, really good point, by the way. Lady Gaga is probably like an originator in so many different ways, and the more unique she is, the more popular she becomes. Which brings me to my next question of, you probably come across this a lot. I know I have, and many others probably have too, where we'll meet somebody who's trying to build a presence online, and they feel like they're doing everything. They're putting up their pictures. They're maybe putting up a little bit about themselves. In your opinion, what are some of the big do nots? Just so we can lean on the opposite side of the page a little bit. What are some of the things that you think a newbie network marketer or a newbie marketer who's trying to build a presence online should probably avoid if they're trying to attract the right people into their life? Are there some don'ts that you have that you tell people not to practice?
When being unique and yourself, it's hard to tell people not to do something because you want to make it so different. And there are some ways that you need to come across still professionally, I believe, and that you are building your business. This needs to be a profession and not make it, so slang, or if people are, I think, just common sense stuff, on their language or something, the way they come across. You need to watch how you want to come across. Do you want to come across professionally, or, you can have fun with it and be your, own unique self, but I think it still has to be a professional sort of way. If you come across too sleazy or something, you're going to attract the different kind of people, So that's part of it. So that's, I think, one of the things I would say to watch, and when you're just starting off, how do you want your prospects to be attracted to you?
Yeah, that's so true. And obviously you've gone through your own hurdles and your own bumps and bruises, and you've obviously overcome a lot of obstacles. If somebody was going to look at you and say to themselves, I'd love to follow her, I'd love to find out exactly what she did, are there a couple of highlight or main key points that you tend to follow to help enlarge your presence on the internet, or to help attract more quality people coming into your life? Like, if you had a guideline for somebody, would you be able to bullet point that for us, just to kind of give us an insight on what is your best approaches?
I don't think it's that hard to find the leaders this day. They're going to be right there, right on top. It's and then connect to them. They're the top ones on Twitter. They're the top ones on their Facebook pages. They're going to have, a lot of followers. They're going to have the top pages on Google. You can find those keywords that you would think you're searching for your niche, and they're going to be on those top places. So I don't think it's very hard to find those top leaders and to study what they have to offer throughout their business funnel? How are they presenting things? And so people just don't look for that sometimes. They go, oh my goodness, that costs so much money. And they just look at what that person has to offer and not how they are applying their marketing methods. Going, okay, so he's on the top one of this Google site, or they're on the top article site. How is this leader coming across in different ways on the internet? And people aren't, I think, aware as that as much. And so just go seek those leaders. They're right there. They're on top. It's not that hard. And people don't look at it that way, I think, sometimes, going, oh yeah, they're right there in front of me. Just go and connect to them. So you're seeking those leaders, And if you're going to beat those leaders, you got to study those leaders. That's your competition, right?
Very good point.
Right.
And you make it sound so simple, too. You make it sound simple in the sense that leaders are leaders probably because, and this is just an assumption based on what you're saying, but tell me if I'm wrong, it sounds like leaders, they reach the top because they've got great information, obviously. They know what they're doing. But based on your example of what you're talking about, it almost sounds like they're actually really approachable, too, where they're not going to put their hand up and say, just book an appointment. I'm sure that they're really busy, but it sounds almost like you've had a very simplistic time in being able to reach out your hand to a handful of leaders out there and getting their information, advice, and support. Is that fair to say?
Right. You're just not going to find them the first time on Google. You're going to really study on who they are. Where did you find them on this site? Where did you find them on this next site? And so you're going to be studying what they have and being able to connect to them.
Yeah, that's so true. Do you have like an inside tip on what your approach is on how to connect with a leader in a way that's attractive to them and opens their door to you at the same time?
That's a good question, because I think some people are afraid to approach leaders. That's one of their fears. How do I approach this person that's has all this information that I need, and how do I come across that they want what I need, right? So you're learning who they are, that leader. So connect with them on, any place you see them. Facebook is a very personal page, but yet to connect with them as a friend, they've already probably maxed out the friends and you can't really see them as well. Or you go to their page and you learn more about them. Usually you can message people, but still will they answer? There's different approaches on how you connect with them. Learn more about them and be able to ask those questions that you can connect with them personally that would relate to one another, I think would make a more personal connection to some of those top leaders. Does that help?
Yeah, that's good. Okay. That's good. But with everything that you've now learned and everything that you're now using to expand your brand, just so people, if somebody's thinking, wow, it sounds like she's really going somewhere in her life, I wonder if she has room for me. Where do you see your business growing to over the next 6 to 12 months based on everything that you're now applying from all of your years of experience?
Well, that's where you have to set your goals in place and going, this is my next step, that I want to be able to have this much traffic in, how much this leads, and connect to this many people per day, and this is what I can be able to get accomplished. It's just those day-by-day, step-by-step strategies that you need to be consistent on in order to be successful. I know.
I saw some.
Absolutely.
They bugged me.
Oh, sorry, did I cut somebody off?
No, you're fine.
Okay. All right. Alicia, if somebody wanted to get in touch with you after watching this video and they thought, wow, I would love to pick her brain. It sounds like she's got a lot of stuff that she knows, and she sounds pretty cool, somebody who maybe I can relate to. If they wanted to reach out to you, do you have a website address that you can hand out so they can contact you?
Right. I usually tell people personally that if they know my name, they know how to spell it, Alecia Stringer. You can Google me, and you'll find my Facebook page, and you should find my blog, aleciastringer.com. And my original blog is toasuccessstreamblog.com. So there's tons of ways to connect with me that way, and we've connected on Facebook as well as Skype. So any way that they can find me, they're going to find me and connect with me. Like I said, find that personal connection and understand that you're a leader and you're seeking a leader to build rapport and connect further through your business. So I look forward to meeting more people.
Yeah, absolutely. Folks, don't be shy. If Alecia Stringer is somebody who you feel is an individual that has a lot of quality, has a lot of value, and is somebody that you can just really connect to and relate with, please feel free to contact her because she's open and available to talk to anybody who wants to move ahead in their life and their career in this particular industry. So don't be shy because she won't bite. And if anything, contact her. Pick her brain. Find out what more she knows about that she can help you with in terms of getting from where you are to where you want to be. Because just like what Alecia said, when you follow leaders, you get more ahead. And at the end of the day, we're here because we want you to get ahead by meeting the right people and connecting with great individuals like Alecia, so you don't have to make all the mistakes that essentially we've made in the past, but you can learn from our experiences and get ahead that much faster on your own. So without further ado, Alecia, I want to thank you for your time, for investing yourself here with us. It's great to get a chance to get to know you a little bit better and share you with the crowd today.
Thank you, Allan. What a pleasure.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. And folks, thank you as well for spending the time with us. We want to thank you. Have yourself a great afternoon, great evening, whenever you're watching. And we'll see you definitely on the next